Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new case study on landscape redesign using GPT-5. My name is Anantha, and I'm one of the newest members of Digital Skillet. So today, I'm going to walk you through how I use GPT-5's image generation and editing tools to reimagine a property landscape, showing you not just successes, but also where the tools struggled and how I got around it. So we know that the gap between a concept on paper and buildable design in the field is often where such projects succeed or fail. Traditional conceptualization tools such as CAD or outsource renderings or manual sketches can take time and resources. So what if we could take a single photo of the site, describe your vision in plain language, and within minutes generate different design variations that you can use as early stage mockups or to show your client? So that's what we are exploring in this case study using GPT-5, using it not just as a text model, but as a partner in visual design and iteration for landscape projects. So before we go into that, let me explain the difference between GPT-4 and GPT-5, the newest version of ChatGPT. So in GPT-4, when you look at it, it has a strong creative direction. It could give you interesting and visually appealing concepts, but it struggled if you want to precise edits. So, for example, if you ask for to replace just one color or recolor the lawn, it often altered more than intended. Another challenge was consistency. So the scale of objects like plants or pathways would sometimes be disproportionate or will shift across the variations, which made it less reliable for design professionals. But with GPT-5, the latest version of the model, those limitations are largely addressed. It allows for precision editing and masking, so you can make targeted changes without disrupting the rest of the scene. So it also maintains context across multiple pages. So if you add a pond, a tree, or even change the color of the grass, it remembers those previous steps. So meaning uh, these structures are more photorealistic with better scale accuracy. So the plants, hardscape, and water features look more realistic and properly proportioned. So ultimately, ChatGPT 5 produces professional quality design modules that engineers and designers can actually use as foundation for conceptualization. So the resources that are needed in this case study is a photo of the building or the house, GPT-5, and the simple text prompts that you can come up with. So let's just into it. So I'm going to ask Chat is like, hey Chat, I need you to redesign the landscaping of this house. So I already took a photo of the house, and then I'll put that photo in here. Okay, it's a front-facing photo of the house. And we'll say make it modern minimalistic. Yeah, let's just see how it produces the image. Yeah. So this is the image that is created. It looks pretty neat. It looks pretty realistic, and it has things in scale to modern minimalistic with the pathways and some clean plants. So let's just describe what we can add. So let's just say replace the tree on the left on the side with a maple tree, and maybe also add a Japanese style pond on the left side, maybe. Okay, and here we go. So the image they created, it looks the same. It looks looks realistic. It has the modern landscape on the other side, and they have added a Japanese style pond and a maple tree. Yeah. So what I'm going to do next is use this tool. It's the masking tool, which comes with GPT-5. So I'm going to take that and here. I'll just say replace this plant with a bonsai tree. Let's just go more Japanese now. We wait. So they have created a photo, but it is not the plant that I wanted to replace. Yeah, I actually had the bonsai tree, but to the left side, and that doesn't seem to work. So let's just try this again. We'll reduce more area. Just say place a selected object. Let's just say with the water fountain. So just try this again. So I don't know why it failed the first time. We'll see how it goes in here. And they have created the image. Still loading. Mm, and they have added a fountain in that. And so this time it did work. They had a beautiful stone fountain, but I think the image has become a more grainy than before. Yes, it has become more grainy and more noisy. So maybe because it's still doing the edits on the same image, uh, this is happening. So let's just go to the chat and we'll just ask ChatGPT, can you make this picture pic less grainy? Yeah, so the difference in here is I'm not taking the picture and asking it to edit the picture. I'm just typing the prompts in the chat. So let's just see if it makes a difference. And so yeah, it did create an image. It looks pretty realistic, but they completely altered the image. They have it's a similar house, but they have added a bonsai tree in here, two other stone structures, and a maple tree which was supposed to be in the left side. It's shifted to the right side, and it's a completely different image. So I can show the difference. So this is the image, the last image that they created, and this is the image now. So it's completely different. It's still realistic, but it's not the picture that I gave. So this is what we did when we gave the prompt to in the chat. So let's just try to do the prompt by taking the picture and giving the prompt in the edits. Let's just say make this image less grainy. So difference in here, I took the image in the edits and then I typed my prompt. So here's the image. It is based on the same image the same picture that I gave. It is not like the image that it produced in between. So it has made the image less grainy, and that's how you can work around. And so this is side by side comparison of the grainy peak and the less grainy peak. Now let's just completely change the direction. Let's go to chat and ask ChatGPT if we can change the landscape to a Japanese Zen style. Let's see if we can completely change from modern minimalistic to Japanese Zen garden without much altering. And the image that it created is pretty neat. It has created a Japanese style garden. We added a bunch of bonsais, some stone structures, and it's completely different to the minimalistic that we gave, but still is closer to the image that I gave. So that is pretty impressive from GPT-5. And Let's just uh, let's just do one more variations. Let's just ask change the landscape to desert cityscape. So let's just hope it creates a pretty realistic image without much alterations or so they have created the image. It is pretty realistic, but it is too grainy. It's too with too much noise, and this is simply not impressive. So what we can always do, we can always ask it to make it less grainy. So what I can do is like I think it has come to a point is too grainy. So let's just go to this original image, the first design that ChatGPT created. So let's just take that and we'll try to edit that. So we'll give the prompt, like set same prompt, change the landscape to desert cityscape. Let's see. So ChatGPT has created an image and it looks pretty neat. It looks pretty impressive. And they what they actually did was change the original image, which is more minimalistic, to desert cityscape. So this time the output was less grainy and more usable. So through this iterative process, I was able to explore multiple design directions in minutes, troubleshoot the limitations, and see how GPT-5 handles the post-production edits and complete style changes. So that's all for this case study. See you next time. Thank you.